Okay, so we're going to take a look at just a physical comparison of the MX Master in comparison to some of the other mice I have. I have a lot of other mice, but for the sake of time, I won't go into all of them. But these are the major ones I've used recently for quite a bit. And actually, this Technet mouse is the one I've been using quite a bit with my Surface Pro 3. It's a Bluetooth mouse, and it's very inexpensive, well, let's see how it stacks up to the much more expensive Logitech mice here. So we took a quick tour of this mouse beforehand, and basically the thing is, this is the special things about this mouse. Obviously, you can hook up to 3 different devices. It's Bluetooth and is also unifying. So you can actually, if you have a unifying adapter, you can actually make use of it. So let's get the closest competitor or closest brother, cousin, sister to this mouse is their last generation Performance MX Mouse right here. And if we look at these side by side, you can see that they share a very common design ancestry. Now this edge here is bigger on the MX Master than the other one. They both also have this button on the side here. So the thumb button on here. The button layout is different. Obviously, you have the left and right over here, and the zoom button, which I always kind of had a hard time using. I always kind of messed up getting to it, but that's just me. But here we have the change here. Obviously, is this new awesome thumb wheel on the side here, and the the forward and backward buttons are on top of each other, stacked, as opposed to left and right over here. Both these mice have this fancy wheel. The interesting thing about the performance one was that this was a manual lock-unlock. So clicking it would enable the clicking or stepping scroll, and unclicking that would basically disengage it. So it was a manual procedure. And standard left and right mouse buttons, and this wheel also had left and right motions as well, so you could basically move left and right on your screen with it. So what Logitech has done with the MX Master is they improved upon that. This button actually is no longer a manual button. Actually, it actually toggles something in it. So it actually is a, I would say, a more luxurious button, because basically instead of being a manual click to turn on and off the wheel, it's disengaged but it's turned off. But if you turn the mouse on, see, it clicks it, and you're doing stepping, clicking that disengages it. So it's more of a see, once it's turned off, it doesn't do it anymore. So it actually is a powered button. So it's kind of interesting. The wheel is a lot larger as well. The surface area between the wheels is bigger. You see, there's 2 strips over here, so it's a wider wheel. And it's actually it's bigger, and it's a bit more comfortable to use actually. So comparing it to other more basic mice, we'll take a look at this is my older MX Revolution mouse. So this was the previous version to this one, and so we see that a lot of the design considerations had carried over. Now the original mouse actually had this kind of, wasn't really a scroll wheel, it was more like it didn't scroll, it was just kind of like more of a toggle wheel that they had, and a button on the original MX Revolution. And so in some ways this MX Master combines the functionality of this with just a standard button, and so it's just kind of just evolved view of it. Now the original MX Master the MX Revolution did not have a button on the side here, so the thumb was not a button, and you just only had a left and right here. This button actually did not do the wheel locking. So this, in many ways, this was a bit more basic in comparison to the newer MX Masters. The MX Master is much an evolution of all their previous mice. Now this one also actually ended up with a dock. You kind of put it into a dock to charge it, so it's a bit of an extra accessory to have around. Comparing it to the mouse I've been using lately, though, this is the Technet, and I've been using it because it's been a nice little simple mouse to carry around. I had a good feel to it. It is an inexpensive mouse, and when you compare it to something like this, there is a lot more that has gone into this mouse than say this mouse. This one has a lot of similarities to a VX Revolution mouse, and some of the more smaller mice that are available. Has left and right, forward and backward buttons, a DPI button, and just a simple wheel over here. But this mouse, the MX Master, is, like I said, it's a much more luxurious mouse. It feels a lot nicer, and you can see the angle's a lot more steeper on it, and it conforms the hand very, very comfortably. Now, I don't have very large hands, but I can imagine some of the larger hands with fingers that go further out. The buttons should accommodate a larger hand. So, and then we'll just take a look at it briefly with Microsoft's own ergonomic sculpt mouse. And this is a nice little mouse. I actually did kind of like using this for a while. There is a button. It's hard to see, but there's a button over here that's used as like a back button, and a Windows home button on here. But it's a relatively basic mouse. The wheel is a simple wheel that goes up, down, and actually has left-right operations, and then you have the left-right mouse buttons here. But that's really all there is to it. This obviously trumps it quite a bit. But as you can see, profile-wise, they're almost the same height. Obviously, the MX Master is longer. As you easily see, it's longer. So I think in some ways it's a little less. It's a little bit more. I would say it's actually a little bit more comfortable. I find it a little more comfortable than this, and this is actually quite a comfortable mouse to use, in a sense because it's easy to palm. Now, once again, though, with this mouse, it's strictly a right-handed mouse. I don't know if Logitech will ever come up with a left-handed version, but so lefties might be left out with this mouse. So there you have it. A comparison look at some other mice I own in comparison to the MX Master.